What is up, you guys? It's your favorite cutie Mel back again on my Sofa channel to give you guys yet another video. And today I'm going to be following up on my whole series that I've been talking about, discovering my attachment style, talking about how I've been dealing with it. And it's been about a week or so, a little over a week since I uploaded a video about this, because as you can see, if you are a subscriber on my channel, I also talk a lot about so many other things. So let's just hop right into it. So I want to talk about how I just have been challenging myself to really just go ahead first. And I want to talk about how I feel like it doesn't have to be this ongoing forever thing where you find out that maybe you're an anxious attachment style, or maybe you find out that you are a fearful avoidant attachment style, If you're not happy with where you're at, I don't feel like it has to be this ongoing excuse to not do better. If you want to connect with people in a more positive way, it doesn't have to be this thing like looming over your head like, oh, I really want this. But I look at it like, once you identify something, you have every single day to chip away at changes that you want to make in your life. So basically, I've been trying to make more of an effort to just be okay with people not being okay with me, being okay with expressing how I feel, even if it's not the agreeable thing to do, and also being okay with whatever that comes with. Because ultimately, when we're walking on eggshells with other people, all we're doing is just just inviting people in our lives as placeholders until they realize who you are really, because even though it's not like we're going out of our way to pretend to be someone that we're not doing that, at least not on purpose. It's more so just like we learn how to deal with life and other people in a certain kind of way. So it's just like leaning more into authenticity and deciding that, I'm just gonna be okay with who I am. And I know that it's easier said than done, because it is scary when you feel like you've been knowing people for a long time, or when you have new people in your life and you've been presenting yourself in a certain kind of way, or because you've had this idea about yourself so long that you're the calm person, that you can handle things well, and really that's you just being avoidant of conflicts and dismissing your own feelings, and probably being passive aggressive in certain kind of ways, because it's going to come out. Like, who you are and the things that you have a problem with, when your boundaries are crossed, no matter what they are, if you have certain expectations for people in your life and they're either not meeting those things or they're crossing your boundaries, eventually you're going to have a confrontation with that person, and it's going to be way worse than if you're just yourself all the time, and being okay with, maybe this person might be annoyed that I was annoyed with them for this reason. They might be annoyed because maybe to them it's not a big deal, but if something is a big deal to me now, I'm just saying it. And you know what? I want people around me who are going to love me regardless. Who are going to love me regardless. I'm loving me regardless. And I'm just fine with building up these new connections, because I've been having a really good time making new friends. I've been hanging out with new people, which I really enjoy. And I've been introducing myself as myself. A big barrier for me too also was I'm like Hannah Montana, or I was like Hannah Montana, because I'm an artist on one hand. I live in Los Angeles, so I am introducing myself to people as a brand, as Melody Rain, as this artist who is this kind of way, who looks this kind of way and acts this kind of way, and who's always on her P's and Q's, because that's what's professional, that's what's nice, that's what's cute. And then not introducing myself as me, just the regular me, the regular degular. I ain't got no lashes on, no makeup. I'm out here because the truth is, this is mostly me. I am just a regular degular girl who likes to wear sweats and who likes to go out and do fun things and be vulnerable with her feelings, who's driven and likes to do certain things. But I am just this person too. I just also want to really embrace just the normalness of being a human, the messiness that comes with that, the emotions that come with that, the healing that comes with that, that's never ending. I want to both be okay with being the person who's healing, and also be okay with just like being so secure in myself that I allow the relationships in my life to just be natural, streamlined. You know, sometimes you might be in disagreements with people, and maybe you guys need to take a little breather for a little bit, not because it has to be anything crazy, but just naturally letting things be. I think that's the most simplest way that I can put it, and I hope that this is making sense, because guys know I don't write little note cards unless it's very rare that I'll put bullet points about what I'm going to talk about, because I just like it to be one stream of consciousness. But what I'm getting at is, when you're really okay with yourself, you're comfortable both when you're around others and you love that, and you're also comfortable when you're not. So I look at friendship as something where, you know, you go side by side, hopefully forward into the future. There are times that you will kind of go apart, but ultimately, if you guys are supposed to be together, you come back together. Maybe this is a little small argument, pit pat, but ultimately we're friends. We love each other, and it's okay. And the times when you guys are like this, that's also okay. And it's okay to focus on other things in your life. Continue to focus on yourself, because you have to be authentic to get authentic love. You have to be vulnerable to build real connections. You have to be your whole self if you want to be loved truly. You have to do it. So I just been on that journey of just like loving exactly where I am. I love exactly who I am while I'm working to become better, like, you know. And I'm just to a point where I realized in my life, I work too hard trying to maintain relationships that really probably shouldn't be maintained. Like, I know I mentioned in another video about how fearful avoidant people, we tend to really hold on to our exes. And this week I really realized that I think both me and this other person, we get along, but also I feel like we're kind of forcing it, because it's just like, I feel like I've outgrown this person. I don't know how they feel, but I kind of feel like I've outgrown this person. And even sometimes, like, when we talk on the phone and stuff like that, I just feel that there's like a disconnect of like, we don't have much to talk about. Not to say that every single conversation has to go on for hours and hours and hours, but I don't know. I think I'm kind of just ready to let go of people who are not supposed to be in my life. I think I'm okay, and I'm ready to let go of people who I'm just keeping around out of whatever insecurity I have about people moving on with their lives, and vice versa, and me moving on with my life and finding new people. And, you know, sometimes I feel like it's easy to be insecure if you don't have just a ton of people who, you know, you stay friends with forever. But the truth is, when you're changing and you're becoming more of yourself, some friends will stay. I do have friends still. I still have really good friends from when I was in middle school, and we laugh, we joke, we're in good spirits every single time that we speak, whether they live here or not. And those friendships are natural to me. They're not forced. It feels like we're still here with it. We're still here with it. But other people, like, I feel like I would be okay if it's like this, and with there being no bad blood. It doesn't mean that they're a bad person, doesn't mean that I'm mad at them, but simply I'm just ready to move on and attract people who are more like who I am today. And I'm getting rid of that insecurity of being like, oh, I need to be keeping every single friend for life, because that's not realistic. And people change, and we're all growing and becoming more of ourselves. People get different priorities, people change, you know, people morph and ultimately go in the directions that they're going to go in, and sometimes that's not always together. And I'm really okay with that, because I just really feel like going forward, I've been getting so much life out of connecting with people who are more like me. Like, I met this girl on Bumble that I really connect with. We're going to the spa, we're going to Hot Springs and doing a mud bath for our birthdays. Our birthdays is just a couple days apart, honey, and we're so cool. Like, I like the fact that we hang out, we like similar things. I think she's super cool. We both don't feel the need to like super overly talk to each other every day, but yet we still stay connected. When we hang out, it's a good time. Every single time I've seen her so far, it's been good. And you know, I don't have that kind of connection with every single person. I met another person on Bumble too, and our relationship is different. It's not necessarily the same, but for the most part it's cool. But just meeting a new friend that feels good and natural, where I could just be myself, where I've only been myself. I didn't introduce myself as the artist version of myself. I only introduced myself as me. We're hitting it off. It's a good vibe. I just want to keep going in that direction. Like, I like the fact that she feels comfortable setting boundaries with me, because I then can return the favor and set boundaries with her. She was telling me, because we were hanging out a couple of times, but then she had let me know one time I invited her out to do something. She was like, no, I can't make it because, you know, I've been going out a lot and I really need to study. And this is really big for me, because I think in the past I've had problems with like friends who just are not honest about things. Like, they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm totally going to make it, I wouldn't miss it, I'll be there, and then just don't show up for whatever reason, or just act like they don't know what's going on, you know, with me, even though they see everything I'm doing on social media, knowing that I would like support from my friends, of course. And that right there just showed me that there are people out there who can meet my needs, because it's not like I need a whole lot. I don't. For the most part, I've always, even though I'm not an only child, for the most part, I've felt like an only child for the majority of my life, because I didn't always live with my mom, my sister, and my brother. So I have grown accustomed to finding things to entertaining myself. I have my own hobbies. I have no problem with going out to eat by myself, taking myself out to new events if I want to. And you know what? You know, I don't need too much, but what I really am noticing that I need out of people, I need people who are okay setting boundaries, talking to me, and communicating with me clearly, and people who respect my time, I respect theirs, and we just have a good, genuine time together. I just need a couple of those, and I promise you, I'm good. I am so good. And I think because I'm moving towards more authenticity in myself, that is what's resulting in me getting better results. So ultimately, I just wanted to give you guys an update on that, because I saw that a lot of you guys were enjoying those videos, and we've had a lot of good dialogue in the comments between me and a couple of you guys. And I just wanted to update you that if you're on this journey, if you have identified yourself as a fearful, avoidant person and you've had issues, I suggest really just taking a pause, taking a time out, disconnecting from people, prioritizing yourself, and really getting to know, who am I? What is it that I want? What is it that I need? What can I give myself? What changes can I make? And how can I show up more authentic? How can I be okay with conflict? How can I be okay with communicating that I have needs? How can I be okay with the fact that I need to communicate that I need support sometimes, or that I need, you know, how can I get comfortable being vulnerable with the people in my life, and being okay with not knowing the outcomes of those situations? How can I get comfortable with having hard conversations with people in my life so that I can show up more authentic and be myself, and also get my needs met, and not feel like I'm just giving, and I have to be this pillar strong friend? Because that gets real old and it gets real lonely, and you deserve better. So I know that I've been all across the world in this video. I hope that you guys were able to follow my stream of consciousness. If you were, please give this video a huge thumbs up, and please continue to show up to this channel, whether you just see my videos pop up or whether you want to go ahead and press that subscribe button and become a reoccurring cutie. And we get into all types of things on this channel. I talk about a lot of things, but ultimately I'm looking for people to build community with, even if it takes longer. I really don't want to get locked into being just one kind of content creator, because that's not who I am. And that goes back to authenticity. I know that if I, like, for instance, made a lock channel, because that's one of the things I want to talk about on my journey here on YouTube. And if I was to just only like niche down and only do one or two things, eventually I know I would get burnt out, because there's only so much that I could say about that, you know. I want to just be able to hop in, hop out, I want to be able to live. I want to be able to talk about how I feel, give myself time to think and live and have new experiences, come back and tell you what worked, what didn't work for me. So I hope that that works for you guys, and I hope that I see you guys around. As always, stay positive, stay cute. See you guys next time. Bye.